77% plus 77% equals Social Security benefits and the major problem. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I do want to discuss the details of a new report that was just released, specifically focused on Social Security and how benefits could be increased by 77%. However, then we're facing another major problem, and again, that's what I want to break down for you here in this video, as there's a lot of good information right here in this video, so let's get into it and discuss all those details. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, doing the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what's actually going on as things continue to change very rapidly, and I want you to know how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course anything showing up you can possibly grab and or take advantage of as a low-income or fixed-income beneficiary. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet so you don't miss any videos going forward. And also remember, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, that is my promise to you and everybody right here in the community. All right, thanks again. Let's get into it and talk about the details of this report, where they're talking about a 77% increase to Social Security benefits, but then again, the other major problems that this also results in. So let me break down the details of this report step by step here. All right, so a new report that came out showed that if somebody were to wait until the age 70 versus claiming benefits at the age of 62 for Social Security retirement benefits, their benefits would technically be increased by about 77%. So that's what it actually equates to, that over that period of time, over that 8-year period of time, from the ages of 62 out until the age of 70, the benefits would technically increase by about 77%. However, is that feasible for everybody? Not even close, right? As you probably heard me talk about in previous videos, the average beneficiary out there receives their benefits prior to their full retirement age. In fact, 66%, or 2/3 of the population, actually claims their benefit prior to full retirement age. Only 10% of the population, according to the statistics, actually claim their benefit at the age of 70. So you can clearly see this is not feasible and this is not realistic for the vast majority of people, because here's the thing. Do most people need the money from Social Security? Yeah, most people need it. That's why most people claim their benefit early, right? Or why most people claim their benefit when they do is because, maybe you're working part-time, maybe you've retired fully, other situations, a lot of different things are playing out, and a lot of people need that money and rely on that money. And at the same time, you've also paid in years and years and years into Social Security through payroll taxes, and that's the money that you have coming due. So a lot of people are thinking, hey, I want that money and I want to claim it right away, which by all means, if that's your situation, I mean, seriously, you got to do what's best for you, but seriously, you've earned that. By all means, grab the money that you have coming due, right? But again, I don't want to tell you when you should claim or when you shouldn't. That's totally up to you. You've got to determine that on your own situation, but by all means, that's the money that you have accumulated and that you've just, rightfully earned, right? So anyway, the report also goes on to show that, like I said, that the benefits would be increased by 77% for those individuals that claim at the age of 70 over 62. However, I want to point this out as well, because we've seen this from other reports as well that show that in roughly 10 years, in about 2033, benefits will be reduced by about 23%, making benefits only payable at a rate of about 77%. So here's the caveat to this, right? So for most people, does it really make sense to wait for benefits to increase by a little bit because benefits increase at a rate of 0.667% for every month that somebody delays after full retirement age, things like this, only to find out that in a short amount of time from now, in about 10 years or so, and again, depends on when somebody claims, all these different details like this, but then again, in about 10 years from now, when we're dealing with this insolvency issue, then all of a sudden you've waited all this time, waiting for your benefits to increase, accumulating little raises month by month by month, getting little raises on your benefit, waiting and waiting and waiting, and then all of a sudden in 10 years, we're looking at a 23% reduction of benefits and only having benefits paid at a rate of 77%. Does all of that make sense? Well, again, it doesn't really make sense, right? You can clearly see here. if this insolvency issue does really come, and if it really does if it comes into fruition, and if this does really happen, well, all of that time that you've spent waiting and waiting for your little raises to come into your benefit, to raise your benefits up to take advantage of that, it's not really paying out at the end of the day if this whole insolvency thing actually happens, right? Now, again, I totally understand that if your benefits are increased quite a bit more, substantially more, and all of a sudden we are only paid out at a rate of 77% as a result of the insolvency issue, then yes, obviously, the benefit would be reduced by 23% from a higher benefit versus, possibly a lower benefit. So at the end of the day, yes, you would still be getting more money, but seriously, that is still a lot of time to continue waiting for little raises to come into a benefit, only for it to be reduced literally at the snap of a finger because of insolvency issues. And realistically, inaction out of Congress is really what it comes down to, right? So, kind of some interesting scenarios here that are all playing out as a result of all this, and these are some reports that are coming out showing, what's going on with Social Security and some different details about those individuals who possibly wait until the age of 70 to claim their benefit. Now, again, I do also completely recognize that a lot of you here in the community have already claimed your benefit. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Now, whether you have claimed your benefit already or if you are waiting to claim your benefit, the insolvency issue, unfortunately, is going to impact everybody, right? Now, this is in the worst case scenario if Congress does not do something to actually address this issue. Now, we have a long time out from right now until this actually comes in and something like this were to actually happen, but it's still coming relatively quickly, right? So therefore, we still need to pay attention to what's going on with this whole insolvency issue and if it's actually going to be a major concern. Now, we will likely be getting that next report out of the Social Security Board of Trustees, and they'll be giving us the next report as far as what's going on with Social Security benefits, as far as, what's going on with the trust fund, at what rate will it be reduced in the event of insolvency, and they'll give us a detailed report on how much money is in the trust fund, all these details like this. That's still a few months out from right now. But when we get that next report, that'll give us the latest kind of synopsis of what's going on with Social Security and, of course, the trust fund. But either way, this is that report that came out and showed what is actually going on here for beneficiaries. However, like I said, roughly 2/3 of the population actually does claim their benefit prior to full retirement age. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. But again, it's totally up to you. That totally depends on your own individualized situation and if you need the money right away, things like that. Now, something else that they've talked about as well is life expectancies. Now, here's another major problem with waiting to claim benefits. So as we know right now, way back in the mid-30s when Social Security was actually started, the life expectancies way back then were a lot lower than what they are today. In fact, life expectancies right now are between 84 and 86. That's pretty nice, right? But however, way back when Social Security actually started, life expectancies were in the mid-60s, okay? So life expectancies have gone up by about 20 years across the board just since Social Security started about 87 years ago. Well, almost 88 years ago is when Social Security actually started. So as a result of that, they're looking at all these details, and this kind of breaks it all down as well, because here's the thing. If somebody waits to claim their benefit until the age of 70, break even for somebody that claims benefits at the age of 62 versus full retirement age versus the age of 70, the break even on all of that is around the age of 76 to 78. So somewhere around there. So obviously, you got to take all this stuff into consideration because, in some instances, somebody may want to claim their benefits early because it makes a lot more sense. In some instances, it may make sense to claim benefits at full retirement age, and in some instances, it also makes sense to wait a little bit longer. But for the vast majority of people, as you can see from the statistics, the vast majority of people don't believe that waiting is actually a good plan for them and their situation, right? So that's why I said only 10% of the population, according to the statistics, actually waits until the age of 70 to claim their Social Security benefit. So you can clearly see here a lot of different statistics that I'm throwing out here and a lot of different numbers, but this is what the reports are now showing. And I always like to do this research and to find these reports like this and to bring it to you here in these videos. So again, number one, if you're in the situation where you are still deciding, should I claim benefits early? Should I claim benefits at full retirement age? Should I wait a few months or a few years to claim benefits? Again, that's totally up to you, but hopefully these numbers will help you out a little bit. But if you're already somebody that has claimed benefits, again, no problem with that at all. But at the end of the day, we still need to know these numbers especially when it comes down to the insolvency issues and things like that. But again, this is what they're showing us. And again, remember, these numbers and all of these statistics and these percentages and all these things like this are changing pretty rapidly as well, right? These things are adjusting on a pretty regular basis. Anyway, I always feel like these reports are pretty valuable because we need to take all of this into consideration so we can see what's actually going on with Social Security, as there's about 70 million beneficiaries across the board between Social Security retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, of course, SSI beneficiaries as well, which we all know is not technically a Social Security benefit, but rather it is still administered by Social Security. Therefore, it's probably still one that we need to focus on pretty closely, right? And again, I talk about SSI here on the channel a lot as well. I make a lot of dedicated videos talking about SSI, but either way, it's about 70 million people. It's a lot of people, right? It's about 22% or so of our population here in the country. It's a lot of people, so we got to pay attention to these things. Either way, I hope this video and these reports actually help you out a little bit to better understand what's going on with Social Security, and again, what these reports are now showing, because this is what they're talking about, and this is what all the research is showing. So either way, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. I like to bring this information to you so we can all see what's actually going on, and so we can all stay updated with the latest information that's being released. Anyway, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands upon thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, have a good one, and leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. I do my best to read as many as possible, as well as answer as many as possible, or make dedicated videos where I see fit to answer the same questions that I see coming in. Anyway, enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the next one.